Hey guys, it's me, Mikerangie. Now, there are some things I need to talk about. Is Mike OP? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to talk about my main OC, Mike. Mike does have some interesting things about him. He may have very powerful abilities, like he could transform into his god form, use the super punch, and use the death punch. But there are some things to prove that Mike isn't really that OP. It depends about Mike. There are some villains that Mike can beat. But can Mike beat all villains? Not exactly. There are some villains that Mike can actually lose against. Some villains. Villains like Dr. Maximus, Croc Guy, Disciplined, and some other villains, Mike may take them down. But villains like Wither Guardian, Hatred of Time. Wait. Video, we talked about this. Hatred of Time is not evil anymore. Anyways, villains like Wither Guardian, Zoralis, Warden of the Lord, Neron Core. Mike might lose and have some struggle. Let's talk about Mike's powers. So, what are Mike's powers? Well, let's talk about his weapons. The weapons he uses are a sword, a sniper rifle, a minigun, and I think that's it. He doesn't really have any other weapons. But the weapon he does use when sometimes he has to is called the Sword of the Gods. About the Sword of the Gods can take out a lot of things pretty quickly. Especially some gods. It's basically a god sword. But it can't take out everything. There are some things that can actually survive against the Sword of the Gods. Now, the next thing. Mike also has another mystical weapon called the Aegis. About the Sword of the Gods, it can kill things pretty quickly. The Aegis is pretty powerful, but it doesn't really do too much to gods. You see, here's the thing. The Aegis can be used as a melee weapon and a ranged weapon. When it's ranged, it fires a big blue laser beam blast that can blow things up. As a sword, it can kill things easily, but it can't kill gods. It's not like a god sword. It's just a powerful weapon. Now, back to Mike's powers. So, what about Mike's powers? Well, let's start off with his flying powers. Mike, all he has to do is just really pull out his wings and just fly. Alright, next power. His speed power. Basically, you know that ability in Black Ops 3 campaign, that ability that makes you run fast? That's Mike's ability right there. It makes him a bit fast. Faster than Octane. Not faster, kind of the same speed as Octane from Apex when Octane uses that syringe thing of his. So, same speed as Octane when he uses that ability. But, yeah. Now, let's get to the next ability. His Super Punch. His Super Punch ability is pretty strong. It can actually deal lots of damage, and when he punches someone, the person will get blown away. Which is pretty crazy. Alright, his next ability. his Death Punch. What can his Death Punch do? Well, it's kind of similar to the Super Punch, but it insta-kills you. But here's the thing. The Death Punch can't kill everything in one hit. For example, the Slayer, which is another character of mine. If Mike hits him with the Death Punch, it's not going to kill him in one hit. It's just going to damage him. Thing is though, about the Super Punch and Death Punch, Mike has to use his fist to charge him up. Of the Super Punch, it can take about like 30 seconds to charge up the Super Punch. The Death Punch can take about 2 minutes. 2 whole minutes. So Mike, Super Punch, and Death Punch isn't really... They're both pretty powerful, especially the Death Punch. But it's gonna take a long time for Mike to charge out the Death Punch, because it takes 2 minutes to charge up. So those attacks are powerful, but it takes some time for him to charge him up, especially the Death Punch. Now, let's get to his very powerful abilities. Well, actually, we're almost done with just his regular powers. Alright, his next powers. He can transform into a mechanical werewolf thing. Now, what can he do in his mechanical werewolf thing? Well, here's the thing. When he does turn into a mechanical werewolf, it disables some of his powers. Except for his Death Punch and Super Punch. And it does not disable his ability to run faster, which is a good thing. But it does disable his ability to fly. So yeah. And yes, it also gets rid of his weapons. So if he wants to get his weapons back, he has to go back to the normal form. All the werewolf ability does is, it just turns him into a mechanical werewolf that just makes him a bit stronger. Nothing else. Now, let's talk about some of his powers. His super forms. Let's talk about the Ultra form first. The Ultra form isn't really that strong. It just makes Mike very strong, but not too powerful. Let's say that. And Mike, what he looks like in Ultra form is, he'll just glow blue. That's it. Now, let's talk about the super form. Oh, the super form. Okay, the super form from Mike, basically the same strength as Supersonic. So yeah, not really that exciting, but okay. Next is God form. Okay, God form is pretty powerful. Because the thing is though, if anyone tries to hurt Mike when he's in God form, they can't hurt him. And Mike is actually 100 times stronger when he's in God form. He can shoot big giant blasters at you with his hands. He can do the same as super form. Same with that form too. Now let's get to the two most powerful ones. Ultra Instinct and Ultra God Instinct. Now let's get to Ultra Instinct. Yes, I know I took that fucking Dragon Ball Z ability for my character, but that's just me, you know. I like making my character stronger sometimes because I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know how it works. So, if you guys do not like the fucking Ultra Instinct form I gave my character, that's fine, because I know that it's a stupid idea. Hell, even I think it's kind of a stupid idea. Or a great idea. That depends. But anyways, what about Mike's Ultra Instinct form? Well, it's simple. He's fucking overpowered in his Ultra Instinct form. Let's just say that. And now let's talk about the Ultra God Instinct form. Now that's a very powerful one. It's basically a mixture of Mike's God form and Ultra Instinct form that could turn him into an overpowered son of a bitch that can destroy everything. But here's the thing. There is actually the only way that Mike has to go to these forms. The Ultra form, he just has to charge up. Takes like 5 minutes to charge up to get the Ultra form. Super form, there's actually a way for him to go super form. He has to find 8 of these orbs. They are called Golden Souls. If he finds 8 of the Golden Souls, he will turn into super form. Kinda like the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic the Hedgehog, eh? God form. Same thing, but except of the Super Souls. I mean, no, not Super Souls, Gold Souls. He has to find those souls called Celestial Souls. If he finds 8 of them, he will be able to turn to God form. Now, Ultra Instincts. That is kind of a rare one. The only way Mike will be able to go Ultra Instinct is Mike has to die. But sometimes when he dies, and when something goes wrong about the world, sometimes he can revive himself and turn to Ultra Instinct form. That's how Mike can go Ultra Instinct. About the Ultra God Instinct? That is classified. So, is Mike OP? Yes and no. Because Mike has to do some certain things to go in these forms. So, in my opinion, I think my main OC, which is basically me by the way, is kinda OP, but just strong in general at the same time. Because, like I said, he has to do certain things to become his powerful forms. But the most hardest one for him to become, though, is Ultra Instinct and Ultra God Instinct. Because Ultra Instinct, he has to die. But when something goes wrong around the world, and when Mike sees it, that's when he can revive himself and go Ultra Instinct. But that's a rare chance he will go Ultra Instinct. That is a rare chance. That's all I have to say for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, or not enjoy it, that's fine. If you guys want to dislike or like this video, then that will be fine with me. If you guys like the video, then just give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, then that's fine. I respect your opinion. And make sure, well, you don't have to post comments down below, but you can post the comments down below what you think about this information about my main OC. Anyways, guys, that's all I have to say. This is Mike Orangi, signing out.